Let's talk about the evolution of the mechanical fuel pump. Back in the late 60s, the CA500 fuel pump, manufactured by Carter, was a fuel pump of choice for most muscle car applications. Since that time, we have evolutionized this fuel pump up until present day. I want to go back to this pump right here, the 500 pump. And everybody understand that this fuel pump right here has very small inlet and outlet. It is a 1/4 inch pipe, which makes the fuel pump very restrictive. This CV Products 504 pump is basically the same pump. However, as you can see, it has got screw-in fittings, which makes the pump flow more pounds per hour. This next pump here, which is the CV 503D, has welded fittings in it. Then we move on to the 2700 series pump, which is a Sportsman billet pump. This is a great fuel pump of choice. And then we move all the way to the 2500 series pump, which is the Mac Daddy of all mechanical fuel pumps. Let's talk about the inside of the valve body of the mechanical fuel pump. The old Carter fuel pump had 3 valves, 2 on the intake side, 1 on the push side. So a lot of times I get questions from guys that call in and we talk about valving in the fuel pump. One of the first questions I always ask is how many valves is in your pump? This is what I'm talking about. 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is something very unique. This pump here is a 6-valve pump. This was also designed back in the late 60s. Somewhere in that time frame, I'm not really sure. What's unique about this pump is it's made from zinc. Also, it's got 180-degree openings. 1 here, 1 here, which worked really well in certain applications. We move on to the billet style pump, which has 5 valves, 3 on the intake, 2 on the push. Now, over the years, the valving inside of these pumps has been changed drastically. What we've always tried to do was get a better valve that flowed a better rate of fuel. So I don't know if we can get in here close and see this valve, how it's got the crossbar in here. So the only fuel getting to the engine is through those 4 little openings there on each one of these valves. If we go back all the way back to the old 500 pump, we'll see how it's restricted. Okay, this causes a problem with today's fuels. We would prefer that you switch to a valving that was much more open, that would allow the fuel to flow extremely easy to the engine. Something else I want to point out to you that's pretty unique. Somebody that's running an oxygenated fuel or a methanol, this is a nickel-plated valve body. They make an entire nickel-plated pump, which is the CV 2600 pump. So many of you that are running an oxygenated fuel that may at times have a tendency to go to oxidation or some sort of corrosion from methanol, you may want to consider going to this 2600 model fuel pump. It's the same pump as this, but as you can see, it's nickel plated.